So primarily, before we get into this video, make sure you've seen my other video on the ldoe YouTuber dilemma. This video is kind of like it, but goes into much more depth and a lot more detail about the system overall, and serves as kind of a desperation attempt to get change done in this mold. It's really just no, it needs a change. It's been almost a year since we've gone with this system, and I really do think that this system is not the best. It can be a lot better, so making a video, maybe something will change. Hopefully. Usually things do. I hope so. Okay, well, all that out of the way. Subscribe, join my Discord, code on the screen, try and hit 25k. Is it possible? Probably not. Will it happen? Probably not. You only know if you try, right? So the thing with ldoe updates is they always seem to drop on iOS first, and no complaints, well, no immediate complaints about Android iOS wars and all that, but usually the date and the time are random, but there's a specific kind of aura around the day. You can kind of just tell that something is about to happen, whether that be server crashes or stuff like that. There's a specific kind of way you'd be able to tell that an update is coming. And as I mentioned before, the update always drops for iOS first. Then we move into the not so great side. Tactics that people, or I guess myself, because I kind of pioneered this tactic, which is definitely my fault. The dirty tactics. Now, as I said, this tactic is partly on me, but let me explain the tactic first. What you do with this tactic is you go to the last day on Earth, usually the Discord, but sometimes Twitter, but primarily just Discord because there's a lot of people, a lot of hype, and find the overhyped people sharing screenshots. You rip them right out of the Discord, and you make a video with them going season blank, breakdown style, and it's just a 2-minute, unedited spam upload just to be the first one and the fastest one. Now, why does this work and why is it bad? It works because you're pulling on this early momentum and the views and using screenshots that aren't even yours. And the Android viewers who can't enter the game are more than eager to click on your video to find out what this update is about. Again, they can't even enter the game. They don't know what's there. There's no dev blog at this time, so it's usually just a time of chaos. Perfect breeding ground for this kind of tactic. Again, I don't have an issue with people who use the tactic per se. I have an issue with the tactic and circumstances that surround and create this perfect kind of cesspool for this tactic to do so well in. I really don't like the tactic itself, but it just works. It works way too well. Better than it should. And this trend will continue for however long the window is between Android and this iOS thing. So it'll end with the Android update coming out. Even if there's a dev blog or more people doing it, this tactic still works perfectly. There can be 100 people doing this tactic, and it still works really well for all of them. So I completely understand why people do it. It's just the problem that I have with the tactic itself. Right around 4 to 5 hours, the Android update will drop and put an end to this. But once the Android update drops, then as a content creator, you have to deal with the flood of Android users' videos and the type of people who release 8 or 9 different videos on stuff. The most important part about making this video: how can this tactic change? And that's part of the reason why I've put off making this kind of aspect of the video for so long, because I really did think that there would be change. Usually after a few months, stuff does change. But considering that ldoe just appears to be going in the season repetitional pattern, there is or has not been any substantial change. This has happened between probably, let's just say, March, the last kind of, and now, where it's just this tactic being repeated over and over and over again. How can it change? Number one, I think the solution could be you can allow alpha releases. Now, I know content creators do not get alpha every single time, but when they do, they should be able to upload. I don't think that this wait system, and then you have to wait until iOS gets it, and then you can't even do it until Android gets it. It's just a big hassle and fiasco. But okay, I can understand leaks, all that. You want to keep the hype for yourself. I can kind of understand that. But at the earliest, and I know this is kind of out of Fear's control, but why does no other game struggle with this? Release the updates at the exact same time, iOS and Android. What this will technically do is it won't create that window, because during that window, Apple users have the game, they have the update. Android users don't. So it creates that void if both of these platforms get the update at the same time. One, you don't have to deal with the complainers. But two, this tactic goes away. There's no longer that demand to see those videos. Why watch those when you can just play the update for themselves? Why watch those when you can just play the update for yourself? And then the good videos will rise to the top because people will inevitably want to watch them. So if you want to watch entertainment with the update, you can watch Star Snipe or Happy Cyric. But if you want to watch some deeper kind of analysis, boom, ZDYT, perfect. Again, the main reason why I bring this up is to try and spark some sort of change. It's been a very long time since there has been some kind of revolutionized thing in LDOE YouTube scene. I really don't anticipate there being a big change from this. Even though I really can't do a lot of poll, I hope that this video can kind of open your eyes into the deep mind and first day of Last Day on Earth update releases and into the warped mind of an LDOE YouTuber. Hope this can provide just a little bit of insight into what really goes on behind the scenes. And now, the final so what. This is going to happen. If this is all wrong and you really think I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Because this is exactly how I can see the update playing out. Step by step by step. Prove me wrong. I want to be wrong. Release times, who will upload, what they'll upload, and what tactics they'll use to upload. I'm sure you can probably figure out all these blanks. I'm keeping this in more general terms, but LDOE, prove me wrong. Please, I really hope you do, and then we can start working on some kind of actual change for the system and all of that.